Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Memphis Ghost Hunters. Jack, I'm one of the owners here at Memphis Ghost Hunters. Welcome to our YouTube channel. I hope everybody's doing great today. I know I am. I'm doing pretty good. So we're going to be doing a few series here on YouTube about really what does it really take to be a paranormal investigator? Is it right for you? Is it right for me? We never know, right? It takes a special type of breed to be a paranormal investigator. So we're going to get into this little series here. So before we begin, if you enjoy our videos, please subscribe to our channel. Please give us a thumbs up. And if you got questions or anything, just leave a comment down below. I'll get to you as soon as I can. Got a lot of projects here. So if you enjoy the paranormal, check us out on Facebook at Memphis Ghost Hunters, and actually we own the oldest cemetery here in Memphis, Tennessee, dated back from the 1830s. If you are a paranormal team and you would like to come out and investigate it, give us a shout. You can also check out Old Raleigh Cemetery on Facebook. So it's a really cool place. We've investigated several times. So before we begin our little series, I have a small clip I want to show you of the Old Raleigh Cemetery. And if you're a paranormal investigator and you're in the Memphis area and you would like a new location to go to, this is one of the cemeteries that you can spend the entire night out, camp out, and investigate all night long without the police running you out. So here's a small clip. I hope you enjoy it. It's a little commercial we did, but it's cool. Check it out. There you go. There's the Old Raleigh Cemetery. I hope y'all enjoyed that little clip. That place is really dear to us. So if you're an investigator or if you have a paranormal team and you would like to come out to investigate, send us a message. Comment down below. Send us your links, and we'd love to check you out. So the show for today on YouTube is, what does it really take to be a paranormal investigator? If it's right for you, you know. A lot of people who do this don't really know what they're doing. They think they do, but in reality of it, they're still struggling. Uh, the part of being an investigator is when you're going out there and investigating, it's just not investigating. It's what happens when you're done investigating. The hard work is the research and the reviewing of your evidence. That's the hardest part. So, how do you know if you're right for this? For one, it takes a lot of dedication. It's just not going to a cemetery or to a abandoned location. It takes a lot of work, a lot of research. But how do you know if you're really ready for something like this? So, I'm gonna give you a few tips. These are just my personal tips, my own opinions. Everybody out there is a little different, so don't get discouraged. It's awesome. So we're going to begin. So you want to become a paranormal investigator, but you do not know where to start. Okay. So it's pretty simple nowadays. You have apps on your phone you can use. Now, I'm not going to say all apps are correct. One app I would really recommend is called the Necrophonic app. It's $10. I think like $9.99. I believe it's on Android and iOS. Basically, it's a spirit box app. I've gotten some pretty good stuff, pretty good evidence. You could go that route, or with your cell phone. Okay, well, your cell phone. What you could do is you have a camera on your phone and you have a recorder on your phone. You could do all that good old stuff and ask questions and hit the record button. But when you're first really starting out, this is what I tell everyone. Get you a cheap camera. You don't need nothing expensive starting out. There's plenty of places on Amazon where you can get a night vision camera for $40, $50, right? Get you a little cheap digital recorder that you can plug into a PC, which is really good, right? Then you're ready. You're all set. Now, when it comes to investigating, once you have these little bit of equipment, I recommend always record everything you do. Always have the camera rolling at all times because you never know what you're going to get. When you go and investigate, don't get too excited because you don't know what's going to happen. You could go to a place and it be a complete flop. So, on this series, this first series, we're going to talk about what to do prior to the investigation. The main thing to do is this. I tell everybody, take everything with a grain of salt. Always remember your surroundings. That's why it's always good to do a walkthrough wherever you're investigating. It could be a residential, it could be a business, it could be a cemetery, it could be like a battlefield, abandoned hospitals, wherever you're going to investigate. Always remember your surroundings. So once you do that, do your little walkthrough and you know what's around you. Also, before you investigate, I like to tell everybody on my team, whatever anybody has told you about this location, don't even think about it. Once you think of something, when you're at a location, you're going to expect that one thing to happen. So if you go to a location and they say there's a little girl by the name of Susie that likes to play with a red ball, okay? And she likes to pushing the ball down the hallway. So when you go into that location, that's the first thing you're going to think. The little girl named Sally knows how to push the ball. So we're going to put a ball out here and we're going to let her push the ball and see if she pushes the ball. Couldn't go on that. That alone was someone else's experience, right? So you need to think of ways to clear all that out of your head and go in like nothing's going to happen. I have gotten our best EVPs, best investigations going in not even thinking what the client might have told us or the backstory of the location. So always take that in a factor. Because things could happen, but you're focused on what others have experienced. So never try to experience what I've experienced or some other investigator has experienced. Uh, these are a lot of problems. When filming at a location, um, not everything on your camera is paranormal. There's a lot of people out there who film and they have these balls of light floating down, and their first thought about it is, oh, we have orbs here. Probably not. Okay. Don't make your main focus on orbs. That's the number one downfall for all investigators. They focus too much on orbs, and orbs are cool if you catch a real one, uh, but don't make that your main focus. Um, Also, if you're going to be an investigator, make sure you have a good support team. This is what I tell people when they first start out. Find someone local that you might be able to hang with on a couple of investigations. Not to really join their team, but see how they do it and see if that's the route you want to go. A lot of people will try to copy off someone else because they don't understand it. But every investigator has their own unique ways of doing things. So just remember this. Starting out, okay? Get you a little cheap camera, like I said. Get you a little digital recorder. You don't need all the fancy tools. Now, here at Memphis Ghost Hunters, we have all the fancy tools that cost a lot of money. Probably about $10,000 or more of equipment. That a lot of times when you buy these equipment, a lot of times you don't use it all. You know, it's just a known fact. That's why I'm a very firm believer of, make sure you have a camera rolling. That's always good. And always have a digital recorder. Never know. And that's going to be your greatest evidence ever, where it comes through that digital recorder. So when starting out, what people want to know, where do I go when I start out? I will tell you where to go when you start out. Some people might disagree with it, but I feel like this is the way to start out. Get you a little camera. Can't afford a camera? Go to Walmart, Best Buy, or wherever. Buy you a little cheap digital recorder. Go to a cemetery. It could be a cemetery that's still open. It could be an old cemetery, or it could be a new cemetery. Start out at the cemeteries. I feel, from my experience, I've gotten a lot of stuff at cemeteries, and sometimes I feel like maybe the entity, spirit, ghost, whatever you want to call it, okay, they're trying to get back to their body somehow. Is this true? I don't know. It's just something that I assume. But that is a great place to start, because then you're there by yourself. You don't have nobody watching you, and yes, you're going to talk to yourself. Now the question is, okay, well, what do I do now when I'm at the cemetery? Simple. Find a little spot out there, any grave. Doesn't matter. No matter where you stand at, okay, or sit, you prefer. Just have your camera going, turn on the recorder, and just ask simple questions. I believe spirits like simple, easy questions, like yes and no's. You could just always pronounce like how I do it. I'll say, "Hey, my name is Jack. I don't mean no harm to you. I'm just here to communicate and to record story." And just ask simple questions. Say, remember the day of your death, or do you remember your funeral? Do you know who I am? Can you see me? Simple questions like that will give you simple answers, and you will find that somebody somewhere is going to speak into that recorder. Always tell the spirits thank you at the end. Thank you for communicating with me. Thank you for being here and talking with me. And ask it, are you okay with me coming back, talking to you again? You don't have to get aggressive, okay? This is not Ghost Adventures or any other place out there, right? Go there with the complete respect, like you're going to church, okay? Always be respectful to the dead. I'm not going to say the dead could hurt you, but talk to them like they're your best friends. That's how you start out, in my opinion. These are not facts. These are all just opinions from my own personal experience. Start out slow, small places. Work your way up till you feel comfortable of doing things. Like, if you're afraid of the dark and you don't want to be there by yourself in the dark, go during the day. Daytime, you get great stuff. Believe it or not, you will. It doesn't have to be in the dark to ghost hunt. And whoever tells you that, they're full of it. Okay, just my opinion. Actually, that's a fact. That's not opinion. That is a fact. You could ghost hunt day and night. Okay. So, get your camera, you get your recorder. Start small, then you work your way up. The way I started, camera, recorder. Then I got a REM pod, or not a REM pod. I bought like a 2 meter. Bought a little cheap one. It was like $40, and I bought the expensive one. Moved up a little bit, and I started buying these static pods, detectors. Then I went up bigger. I got like a night vision camera to take pictures with. And I went even bigger with SLS cameras and and REM pods and stuff like that. And to the Boo Bear, work your way up. You don't have to go out and buy all this expensive stuff all at one time because it's just unnecessary. Just like I said, just work your way up, and it'll be perfect, right? But like the best way to really find out if you're really comfortable with it, go on a ghost tour, find someone local, and if ghost hunting sparks your interest, go on them tours and see how they do things and stuff like, wow, pretty cool, man. I want to do this, you never know, like jump up into it. Or, find a local team in town and say, hey, look, I'm interested in being a paranormal investigator, but I don't really want to join your team out of respect, I just want to know if I could hang out with y'all for a couple investigations and get the feel of it and see if that's where I want to be. I get calls all the time from people that they want to know more about being an investigator and where to start. And I'll just tell them how to start out and stuff like that. Remember, this is not a competition. A lot of people think it is, but it's not. We're all out here doing the same thing. Some people have been very successful. Some people, it's this little part-time hobby they enjoy doing. I don't do this for fame and glory. I rather teach and educate than actually being out there sometimes. And that's why we're doing these series about investigating. I don't want to go in more details with it because I want to keep it progressing. So that's what you do. Really, that's mainly the main thing you need to do first is go on a ghost tour. I'm sure no matter where you live at some city, it could be Memphis, Nashville, Chattanooga, or it could be New York, Rhode Island, Florida, Arizona. There's some place. Every state has some type of haunted tour. Go check it out. It might cost you $25. It might cost you $40. It might cost you $100. Go check it out. And see if that's where you want to be. If that's where you want to be, that's when you make that next step. Okay, well, they did it this way. Let me try it and see what happens. But that's how you start out. So, this is the first week series. Next week, we're going to be talking about the equipment. And now you've made that decision. So next week's show here on YouTube, we're going to talk about what's my next step now I'm interested. So this has been awesome, y'all. This has been great. I hope you enjoyed this video. We got more to come. If you enjoy what we just talked about, please subscribe to this channel. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Twitter. Memphis Ghost Hunters. We're everywhere. We've been on the news and TV and stuff. So check us out. And if you got questions, you can reach me on Facebook. Or you can comment down below. And I'll try to respond to some of your comments if I can. So until next week, I'll catch y'all later.